What if buying dinner for two strangers could make you a millionaire overnight? This is the story of Darius Johnson, just 17 years old. He washes dishes for $8 an hour, saving every penny he can. But tonight, inside a small diner on 5th and Main, he's about to make a choice that will change his life forever. At table 6 sits an elderly couple, wet from the storm. Pockets empty, dignity slipping away. What Darius doesn't know is that they're worth more than most people see in 10 lifetimes. And tonight, they're here on purpose. But before we get to that moment, you need to see where Darius came from. Life at home. Every morning at 5:30, Darius wakes up without an alarm. His twin bed creaks as he slips past his grandmother's room. Miss Ruby, 73 years old, frail, yet proud, pretends to sleep so he won't worry about her struggling breaths. Their house on Elm Street tells a story of survival. Faded yellow paint, sagging porch steps, windows held shut with duct tape. But inside, spotless. Because Miss Ruby always says, being poor doesn't mean you can't be proud. Darius checks his pocket. Just enough bus fare to get to work. Not enough to come back. Tonight, he'll walk the 3 miles home. And he's okay with that. Work and school. At Murphy's Diner, the routine is the same. Stack, scrub, rinse, repeat. His hands are rough from months of dishwashing. Sometimes he wonders, do college students' hands look softer? By 7:15, he heads to Roosevelt High. A crumbling building. Old lockers, outdated computers. But here, Darius transforms. Straight-A student. Tutor. Quiet leader. His teacher, Mrs. Patterson, tells him, Darius, you have a gift. Have you thought about college? College. The word feels foreign. Kids like him don't go to college. They work. They survive. Still, he dreams. In between peanut butter sandwiches, he flips through scholarship brochures. Dreams cost money. Dreams take hope. And both are in short supply. Miss Ruby. Each evening, he comes home to Miss Ruby in her recliner. Oxygen tank humming beside her. How was your day, baby? She asks every night. Good, Grandma. Yours? Better now that you're home. They don't talk about the bills. They don't talk about skipped doctor visits. Some truths are too heavy for evening conversations. The rainy night. November rain hammers the diner windows like bullets. The night shift is ending. For 3 days, Darius has saved every penny for this moment. A hot meal. His own burger and fries. A small luxury that represents sacrifice and choice. But then, he sees them. Table 6. An elderly couple. Soaked from the storm. 2 cups of coffee, growing cold. The woman digs through her purse again and again. No wallet. The man searches every pocket. Nothing. Their story spills out in fragments. A broken-down Mercedes. No money. No phone. The waitress, Sandy, offers sympathy but can't bend the rules. The owner, Big Mike, shakes his head. No free meals. Not tonight. Not ever. The couple rise to leave. Dignity intact, pride in pieces. And that's when Darius makes his choice. The act of kindness. Hold up, Darius says. He takes his untouched tray, the meal. He saved 3 days to afford. And slides it in front of them. This one's on me tonight. The couple hesitate. The woman's eyes fill with tears. The man studies him with piercing blue eyes that feel. Calculating. Son, the man says, this is your meal. You work for it. Then it's mine to give, Darius replies. Sandy brings them fresh coffee. Darius sits with them. Introduces himself. Darius Johnson. The man's handshake is firm. Harold. And this is my wife, Margaret. They talk. About life. About community. About dreams. Harold listens intently, his eyes never leaving Darius. Margaret clutches a leather portfolio close to her chest. Inside, papers with an embossed golden seal. Something important. Something powerful. The reveal begins. Soon, their tow truck arrives. Harold stands tall, his tone shifting from helpless to authoritative. Money is no issue, he tells the mechanic. In that moment, Darius realizes, this couple isn't what they seemed. Before leaving, Harold scribbles Darius's name and address on a napkin. He slips it into his pocket like treasure. "Son," he says, "you've given us something more valuable than a meal. Tonight, character, pure character, and we don't forget kindness." Margaret adds softly, "You've changed more than you realize." And with that, they're gone. The turning point. Darius sits alone in the diner. His stomach still empty, but his heart strangely full. Something about this night feels different. What he doesn't know is that Harold is already on the phone. First call, "Get me background checks on a young man named Darius Johnson." Second call, "Draft the paperwork we discussed. I've found our candidate." Third call, "Tomorrow morning," to Roosevelt High's principal. The test is over. Darius has passed. And his life will never be the same. Closing narration. One act of kindness. Two millionaires in disguise. And a reward beyond imagination. Sometimes, the smallest choices, the ones watching, are the ones that define us forever. Because true wealth begins with character.